Welcome. Today we're bringing you a Shetland News Report covering the key developments from July 2025.
That's right. We've gathered information from various sources.
And the goal here is simple. Present the factual information and developments concisely, directly from those sources. We're not adding perspective or speculation.
Opinions can be diverse, but facts should be clear. We'll cover local council decisions, parliamentary actions, energy, environment, infrastructure, and a bit on elections.
Okay, let's start with local governance. The Shetland Islands Council, or SIC. What's happening there?
Well, financially, some pretty big news. For the 2025-26 year, they've decided on a 10% council tax increase.
10%? Wow. And wasn't there something about rents, too?
Yes, a 7% rise for council house rents. It's aimed at tackling what they called an unsustainable draw from reserves, over 20 million anticipated.
Right, and Shetland did have the lowest council tax in Scotland for a long time, so that context is important.
Exactly. It's a significant shift. Beyond money, the council members also formally backed the Joe Cox Foundation's pledge.
Ah, yes, the one about respectful politics.
That's the one. It seems there were concerns raised about disrespectful language, how it affects council officers, elected members, their well-being.
And potentially puts people off getting involved in public life, I imagine.
Precisely. Discouraging diverse representation was mentioned as a concern.
Okay. What about infrastructure or services from the SIC?
A big one was awarding the contract for the new Fair Isle Ferry. Parkole Marine Engineering got it.
And the cost?
Estimated at $45.4 million. It's being funded jointly by the council and a UK government grant, quite a large one, $26.8 million.
That's a major project. Anything else smaller scale?
Yeah, a few things. Scheduled housing estate inspections, trading standards, installed 25 free call blockers for residents, and measures were approved to speed up home insulation work.
Good practical stuff. Okay, let's move on to parliamentary representation. Starting maybe with Holyrood, Beatrice Wishart, MSP.
Sure. She's been quite active, particularly on connectivity issues. She wrote to the Scottish government about the Highlands and Islands Air Discount Scheme.
Mm-hmm. Still a vital scheme for islanders.
Absolutely. She also pressed for clarity on Northlink ferry bookings beyond December 2025 and called on Sumber airport operators Hyle to rethink those new parking charges.
Seems focused on transport links.
Yeah.
And didn't she release some figures about ferry penalties?
Yes, she did. Publicly disclosed that Serco Northlink, the ferry operator, received 54 penalties between July 2019 and June 2024.
And the total value?
Just over £139,000, £139,248 to be exact, so holding them to account there.
Okay. Now, turning to Westminster and Alistair Carmichael MP, what was he up to in July?
Well, participated in key votes. A yes on an opposition day motion about tax, a no on one concerning welfare, also votes on the football governance bill and other bits of legislation.
Standard parliamentary work, then. Anything specific stand out?
Yes, actually. He secured and led a debate in the House of Commons on the Global Plastics Treaty. That was on July 17th.
Ah, that's interesting. Why the focus there?
He emphasized its global nature, but specifically mentioned the concern for people in the Northern Isles. You know, given the visible plastic pollution along the coastlines. Bringing it home.
Right. Makes sense. Okay. Shifting topic now to energy and the environment.
Yeah.
Always crucial for Shetland.
Definitely. Big news is that construction is set to start in Gremista for a new battery system. SSE is developing it.
And this is linked to the Viking wind farm.
Yes, it's designed to integrate Shetland with the national grid via Viking, and eventually the Lerwick diesel power station will move to just a standby role.
A major step in the energy transition. Yeah. But there's debate about wind farm ownership too, isn't there?
There is. Green Councillor Alex Armitage has called for a, quote, lock on further development of corporate-owned wind farms.
Arguing for more community ownership.
Exactly. He wants a shift from corporations to communities, arguing the big companies just extract as much wealth as possible. He contrasted that with the community-owned Garth wind farm model.
An ongoing debate. Any other environmental points?
Just a couple of quick ones. Over 160 fines were issued to Shetland drivers for breaking rules in Aberdeen's low-emission zone.
Ouch. That's quite a few.
And there was some controversy stirred up by comments from UK Environment Minister Steve Reid. He claimed sewage pollution was worse in Scotland than England.
Okay, noted. Now, a really critical issue, infrastructure, specifically that subsea cable.
Yes, a major incident on July 28th. A fishing vessel is suspected of damaging the main telecommunications cable connecting Orkney, Shetland, and the Faroes.
That sounds serious. What was the impact?
Widespread broadband outages, and it hit critical services hard. Even the Balfour Hospital's phone system was affected, a real reminder of vulnerability.
Absolutely critical infrastructure. And repairs.
At the time of the reports, they weren't expected to be finished until at least July 27th, 2025, so a significant disruption.
Wow, that's a long repair time. Okay, finally, let's touch on electoral dynamics.
Right. On July 3rd, Emma MacDonald, who's the current leader of the Shetland Islands Council, was selected
Selected for what?
as the Liberal Democrat candidate for Shetland in the next Scottish Parliament election, scheduled for 2026.
Okay, so she's throwing her hat in the ring for MSP. Did she state any priorities?
Yes, she mentioned continuing work on connectivity, specifically brought up tunnels, and also tackling the high cost of living in Shetland.
Okay, so setting out her stall early. That wraps up the key points then.
Seems like a fair summary of the main news from the sources for July.
That's been our Shetland News Report for July 2025, bringing you the essential political and infrastructure developments directly from the sources. Like and subscribe to Pell's Fundamentals for more content like this. Sources linked below.